This wonderful, lovely golden root is native to eastern United States. It is antimicrobial and it's great for the digestive. And you know how we know what herbs are great for digestive? Just smell it. Ooh, it is bitter. Now, some time ago, we had ordered in Goldenseal root, and I had been talking to the company, and they said, "This is Goldenseal root." And I said, "No, it's not. It has a telltale smell." And there are things that are called Chinese Goldenseal root. It is not the same. It has this telltale yellow color. Now, it can get a little bit orangey kind of looking, but it smells the same. And it always has, the majority of it is yellow. Now, Goldenseal root was very inexpensive for years. It was just as inexpensive as just any other herb. And then the market just skyrocketed on it, and it became endangered actually in the year 2000. And so what happened is a lot of the people who grow ginseng in America started growing Goldenseal root because the price skyrocketed. You were paying retail sometimes $200 for a pound of it. And boy, this is a great herb. When the price went up so high, we started looking for alternatives, and there are lots of alternatives for things that are microbial or digestive or whatever. But when you have got something funky going on, or something like a cold symptoms or flu symptoms, or even topically infections, you know, the symptoms associated with that, red, and when things are just kind of getting out of control, this is a great topical application and an internal application. It's now grown everywhere. I mean, you can grow it anywhere. It really grows in the forests under cover. So it doesn't like heat, extreme heat, and it likes to be under like big trees and in very, very cool climates. And that's why it works in the eastern United States. This is the root. You can use the leaves. They are weaker than the root. That's why they're much less expensive than the root. But the root is very, very power-packed, just full of dense nutrients that are bitter. And when you have something that's bitter, you know it's going to help your stomach start working well and your digestive tract work well. And sometimes we get a little sluggish, and I think that's why sometimes we get flus or cold symptoms and reoccurring things. When you're around Goldenseal much or use it, you'll find out that it stains everything. It really does leave that yellow residue. If you get it on your clothes, it's really hard to get out. The Native Americans used it for dye, for the skin, and for clothing. And Cherokee Indians noted that they used it kind of as a cancer cure and for ulcers and arrow wounds, which is kind of interesting. They used it topically and internally. Also, it was used for liver disorders, for fevers, for sour stomachs, for diarrhea, settling, things like that, because sometimes bacteria are out of control. The pioneers used it for watering eyes, to help wounds heal, for rashes, and they chewed it for mouth sores. And that would be hugely effective, I'm sure, but tastes awful. It was put on that endangered list, but most of the things, well, the things that we get now, grown ethically and grown in the United States. So you can get, there is readily available Goldenseal root. For a while, it really wasn't available, and we're hoping that soon they take it off the endangered list, because it's really made a big comeback now that a lot of people are not wildcrafting it. This little root is packed full of nutrients, including lots of vitamin A, lots of Bs, B6, B12, I mean, well, all the Bs, but when you have a herb that is full of B6 and B12, you know that it's a natural insect repellent. And insects don't like to bite people who have lots of B6 and B12 in them. It's got lots of C, lots of calcium. You can tell copper and iron in here, phosphorus, manganese. It's got potassium, zinc, and it also has alkaloids in it. And there's an alkaloid called berberine, and it's yellow. It's what makes this intense color, well, helps make the intense color. And then there's hydrasting, which is a white component that makes it very, very bitter. Those two components together make this power packed for antibacterial and antiviral type of things in the body. It is considered the king of mucous membranes. If you've got stuff going on anywhere in your mucous membranes that need to be healed or cleaned or toned, or inflammation go away in that area, to helping to move mucus congestion through the body. Things like sinusitis symptoms and eye infections, famous for eye infections, making a tea out of this. Stuffy nose, tonsillitis type symptoms, sore throat, respiratory congestion symptoms, asthma symptoms, lung capacity, your capacity to gather air. It helps open up those bronchioles. It can help with circulation in the body, with bladder issues, including ulcers, and congestion in the liver. You know, yellow herbs are great for the liver. It also can help settle down symptoms associated with hemorrhoids. It's great for immune system. It is naturally an antibacterial, an antifungal. It is an anti-protozoa. It also helps the body reduce fever, can be used as an antiseptic inside and out, and for wounds. It is something that is used on cuts, skin breaks or abrasions, rashes, acne, boils, ulcer, bladder infections, the UTI symptoms, and diarrhea, settling that down, and fevers. When you take this into your body gets rid of it through the bladder and the kidneys. That's why this herb is so great for helping to get that bladder infection under control, the symptoms associated with it. It also is really great for helping the body activate white blood cells and can help increase blood supply to the spleen. It can help with uterine infections and vaginal infections. Oftentimes it's used, you can put it in a peri bottle or a little squirt bottle, make a little tea out of it and wash down there vaginally, and even douche with it to help get those infections under control. It helps definitely with inflammation of the bladder and the kidneys. I mean, we just see things settle down almost immediately. There's some studies showing it has tumor, it can inhibit tumors and the symptoms associated with that, and especially useful for skin cancer symptoms. It is a digestive, it's that bitter herb that sharpens the appetite and settles down those gastric disorders that are so common in this day and age. Can settle down ulcers. Of course, we know now the ulcers are caused by a bacteria in the body, and so this is one of the things that can help settle that down. It can help tone the digestive tract and settle down symptoms of gastritis. Also, it helps stimulate the intestines gently. It's not like a laxative, but it helps to settle things down, just calm down the inflammation. So if you have diarrhea or even a little bit sluggish colon, it can help with that. Then it also is an astringent topically. Even though it stains, it's still terrific for healing up wounds and helping the body to get better, and can help with swelling and bleeding. It is naturally a sedative kind of response to it and a muscle relaxant type response to it. It can help the body with muscle tenderness, especially after you've worked out or even after a severe accident or something like that. The antispasmodic qualities that this has can help the body settle down symptoms associated with tension headaches, and also can strengthen and help the body tone the heart muscle. Just really feed that area of the body. It also can help normalize blood sugar. So some people who have really low blood sugar might need to take licorice or maybe stevia, green stevia with it to be able to normalize it. But a lot of people have really high blood sugar, so that's a nice side effect to be able to lower that a little bit, all while nourishing the body. Now, for women especially, it can help normalize profuse bleeding or menstruation. It really helps the body settle that down and come into balance. It acts as hemostatic, where it can help the bleeding to just kind of settle down. It causes a slight, uterine contractions, and that's why it works with bleeding. It's not something you would want to take while you're pregnant, even though if I've been far enough along in my pregnancy, I take it in the last part of my trimester myself, because there's just nothing like it. But it can cause uterine contractions, just the uterine contractions, but that's what settles down the uterus, gets the uterus to get smaller, and all the yucky stuff that might be hanging out in there that could turn into a problem later on is kind of flushed out, and that's how Goldenseal root kind of works with that. You can use the powder. My mom used to take this powder and she would mix it in a tablespoon and mix it with honey and make us eat it. Oh, there is no covering up the taste of it. Or mix it in water and we would drink it down. You can use it as a gargle though. You can use it as eardrops and in your nose. You can use it in a neti pot or even in a nasal spray. You can use it in an eye wash, a mouth wash. You can use it in a douche, in an enema. Any way that you need to be able to get this in your body to get your body to be able to proliferate new cells so that you feel better and can help your body heal. It can be used in poultices and in salves. One of my favorite salves is a Goldenseal myrrh salve that we just love. It's used kind of as our natural little promoting good bacteria on anything. It is our go-to. We call it a little Goldenseal myrrh salve, but it is so darn effective. And I hope that you guys make that salve because it's something that you really need to have on hand. Goldenseal is expensive, but it is worth it. Try to store this away from other herbs. If I've had Goldenseal root in a plastic bag, and it turns the plastic bag yellow, lined up with a bunch of other herbs in a nice little organized box. Oh, don't kid yourself, it's usually not organized. But anyway, it makes all the other herbs taste like Goldenseal. And they all start smelling like Goldenseal, and so it's hard to distinguish between the herbs because this little magic devil goes everywhere and seems to attach to everything that it touches. But it also helps basically things that are infected or bacterial things or things that just need to proliferate more healing in the body. It proliferates healing in the body and in the tissues in a rapid way. It is very effective, even 10 times as effective when you put it with echinacea, especially the echinacea roots like echinacea angustifolia and some of those. When you put those together, forget it. They are a marriage made in heaven because they become so effective in helping your body get through, little things in life for your kids, for your pets. We use it all the time. We always have tinctures of this available and always have powder available and salve because so darn effective for just an herbal first aid kit in a bottle.